So last night I had a dream about getting onto a bus. As the bus began to drive forward, jealous thieves began to grab onto the side of the bus. In other words, it seemed like whatever I had, these thieves must have wanted. And the school bus driver was smart enough to realize that these leeches and parasites were not worth anyone's time. Thus, the bus driver refused to let him on the bus. But as further we drove away from the bus stop, the more that these freeloaders never bothered to let go of the bus. It's almost like they were zombies mindlessly hunting for brains, and they just refused to let go of the bus. And I'm thinking to myself, hey, you ass clowns, let go of the bus. This is a really dangerous situation. But these mindless morons just seemed intent on hanging on as long as possible, almost like they were freeloading because they wanted to do very little work as possible and then take something from me, which I had worked very hard on. But for them, their attitude was that they just felt like they were entitled to it even if they didn't do any work. And they thought that just by hanging on to the bus, eventually they would wear the bus down and then they would be able to catch up with me and take whatever I had. But you have to think that if they spent half the energy that they spend hanging on and stalking me and chasing me down, that they might actually be able to do stuff on their own and be able to do stuff on their own accord to get their own reward rather than trying to steal from others. And then, of course, there was that sickening thump, and the bus was rocking a little bit, and it felt very much like something just got ran over. And the bus continued to rock a few more times as if it was hitting a bumpy rocks in the road. But I realized at that point that that's probably not good. The bus itself is probably like a symbolism of childhood or education, maybe a journey of learning, growth, and transitions, especially from childhood into adulthood. It might represent a current life stage or past experiences that are related to school or education that I might have been thinking about. And in terms of direction and guidance, it's like a collective path or group effort, meaning I might feel part of a larger journey or group to which we're having these collective thoughts and actions. But as to the being chased part, it kind of felt more like maybe there were unresolved issues. Maybe there's something in the past that probably ended on a maybe incomplete or sour note. And unfortunately, there are just some situations that you just can't ever resolve. Sometimes you just have to learn to deal with the fact that certain things didn't resolve, and you're not going to wait around for them to resolve because these things are entirely beyond your control. If you know that it's a bad idea to go to a place or go to a group of people or to do business with people who have no respect for your time or respect for the things you do, then going back and trying to confront these people again is certainly not an answer, right? Because at the end of the day, what does that really accomplish? All it really does is just put you back in harm's way, dealing with these same people that even if you talk to them nicely, they may never see the light of day. They probably may be the same sick old people trying to bum some freeloading stuff, trying to basically just take advantage. And some people just never change, and so as we continue to drive on into the night, you could just see the squirts of red on the windshield, and it's very ugly. But at the end of the day, I was peaceful with it. I was content with it. There was nothing for me to do about it because it wasn't my fight. It wasn't my battle. I certainly didn't go looking for trouble. I certainly didn't tell these people to do the reckless things that they did. And so sometimes you just have to learn to realize that you can't save people from themselves, right? In other words, if people are going to harm themselves, if people are going to do terrible things to themselves, you know, all you can do is let them, because if you don't, how will they ever learn a lesson, right? If someone's always saving someone from bad, reckless decisions, does that really do the person a favor? Or does that make things worse because that person never really quite gets to feel the ramifications of their actions? And so at the end of the day, that school bus driver kept on trucking, and the dream ended on a very high note, which was that we still got to our destination, be it a bit more, the school bus wasn't so yellow anymore. It had lots of red in different places, but nonetheless, we made it nonetheless. So, if you enjoyed this message, please like, share, and subscribe. If you're new here, it's a safe space. Welcome. If you're returning, I'm glad you're back. In the name of Most High God, I wish you health, wealth, prosperity, and abundance, blessings and protection if you so deserve it. Woodman signing off. Have a great day.